Marvel Rivals is finally at a state where most of the community is genuinely enjoying the game. However, there are a few bad actors in there pushing some new strategist support strike narrative, and we gotta talk about it. Let's get it.
Gave opinions, wasn't needed. Came clutch with a buzzer beater. Beast feast and he eats the beat. Whatever's left, let the buzzers eat it. Quick with it, clean record. Mayweather, undefeated. He came and he saw and he conquered. I got a slay at the concert. You know the story, the tortoise in here. You want the glory, your nose in the air. I couldn't care less about your money, phone, and your pair of shoes and your side hose.
What's good, nieces and nephews? Big Unc Chaos here to give you all the latest and greatest of Marvel Rivals news. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button and that hype button so we can let more people know about some of the goofiness that's taking place. Now, for those of you who are not chronically online, you're probably very confused about where this is coming from. And essentially what happened was a few days ago, somebody started this initiative for another support strike. Now, the premise behind it was the fact that everyone feels as though strategists have now been completely neutered since the update. A lot of that comes from the fact that you can't rely on your ultimates as quickly. And because people can't use their ult charges for unlimited support and unlimited healing and invulnerability time, that's making them feel as though the position is so unfun, which is leading to people crashing out. It got so big, you have multiple creators discussing this between Flats and Necros and their takes on this. It even got so bad that these people were beefing online, and that we got, of course, Twitter's AI prompt telling us all about the situation. It's kind of funny, really. Now, what are supports mad about? What exactly is leading up to the strike? Well, some people are saying that it has to do with the notion that supports are inherently feminine roles. That if you're a support player, you're naturally by nature going to be doing something more feminine. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that take, and I don't think a lot of people have that opinion, only because of the fact that as you guys know, I played support before everyone else and their mother. I lived it from the beginning of the game when I was playing Luna and Mantis and Jeff. And I know a lot of people that prefer the role. I don't necessarily think that it's correlated specifically to women. However, I did have a good friend of mine bring up a point when it comes to the ban systems. Now, some people have been claiming that people are banning the 6 main strategists consistently in ranked, and I just gotta say that's bull. It's not happening. It's clickbait. And here's why. Between all the difficult characters in the game, the Hellas, the Jeans, I just can't see 6 supports taking all those slots. Now, don't get me wrong, with Gambit, Invisreal, and maybe even the, White Fox, I could see some cases where maybe they get banned, new character, no one wants to risk that. But 6 consistent bans on supports is just not happening for most people. Now, why are people upset about this then? Well, a lot of the community decides to huddle together and, I guess, placate themselves by talking about their own struggles, their own challenges, and bringing an issue that wasn't even an issue into the forefront. You've got people over here saying things like, why are you assuming my loss streak is because, I was playing support? Could it be because I'm a woman? Now, there is some validity to that statement when it comes to misogyny within the game. Let's be very clear here. There's a lot of toxic people in this community. There's a lot of racists and, homophobes and anti-Semitics, all that jazz. That hasn't gone anywhere. But this recent occurrence, it really has highlighted a divide in the community. And I think it brings up something else because people are bored right now. I mean, for this to be trending on Twitter with everything going on in the world right now, it's honestly crazy. But for a lot of people, Marvel Rivals is a game where you really can't make them happy. And some of that comes from the fact that when your characters are constantly changing and new ones are getting added in, people aren't going to be able to have balance. They can't have consistency as far as they're concerned, which for them is the same thing. Why is my Luna Snow going from S tier industry plant to, B tier on average, even with the team up from White Fox? Why is it that now that Adam's finally good, I'm having him banned in every game? Well, let's break down some of the reasons why people might ban strategists, because there's something to keep in mind here. If your own teammates are banning your character you're trying to play, okay, don't play him. I totally get that. Now, there are some outliers on this, obviously, if you don't want to fight against the new character or there's someone who's just exceptionally good on the other team that you know about when they play a character. Absolutely, I could see that. But a lot of the people on Twitter, when they're talking about this, even when they're responding to Necros, they're completely moving the goalpost. it has nothing to do with the fact that the role is supposedly seen as lesser. A lot of the anger comes from the fact that people are making this into a war of the genders. So many people saying these are things that he would never understand. Same with people like Flats. And while I do think that both of the creators themselves do tend to get involved in these type of issues, I don't think that they're drama farming or anything like that. I mean, I do think Necros is kind of a troll. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a bean on that one, but I think he's funny. And I don't think either of them are inherent misogynists. I think Flats is a really cool guy. I think Necros seems nice, little goofy. But talks like this and conversations and complaints like this kind of hurt the support community more than anything. And the reason behind that is because support players are already looked at as the easiest role. They're already looked at as whiners and complainers. Shut up and heal me. You know, GG, no heals. First one to get the blame, last one to get the credit. It honestly was so frustrating for me playing support for a while because I got tired of never getting any praise ever. When it comes to like the MVP screen, no matter how many people I drop or how much healing I provided, it always seemed like I didn't get anything. And that's a fair point. That's an accurate point of criticism that I could respect. However, if we're going to make it into some type of war on, you know, women or men, the simple answer is don't make yourself a victim. And I know that sounds kind of like shitty, but it's true. A lot of you are getting on here crying to people that don't give a damn about you. They don't care. And let's be real here. Some of these DPS players are as smart as rocks. I mean, they go out, they dive. I literally had a tank go out and die 5 times in a row and say, GG, no heals, when I'm pinging for him to fall back, to group up with everyone. And somehow it's everyone's fault but his. Those aren't the people you're gonna waste time even discussing these things with. It will be much more productive for your time and the time of the community if instead of that, we collectively just decided, hey, well, let's start flexing a little bit. Let's start filling. Maybe if they ban my character, I go tank. There's never 2 tanks in a ranked match. I know you solo tanks out there hear me, so show them. Because sometimes a demonstration works better than a request or an appeal. And if you take this time to actually develop your skills in different characters, it won't matter if they ban them. And I know that sounds like a silly answer. Some people are genuine one tricks, and I'm not hating on it. A good one trick can change the whole pace of the game. But getting on Twitter and complaining about it won't make your situation better. The only thing you can do is make them regret that decision. Now, I'm not going to tell people to throw their matches, because I don't think throwing is the answer, but I'm damn sure not going to tell you not to have fun. Play what you want to play. If you can't play any of your characters, you mean to tell me out of like the, 45, 50 characters on this game, there's no one else you want to play? There's no other characters you're like, hey, I want to get this a try. I never wanted to be a Magneto, maybe an Angela. Shoot, if DPS is as easy and brain dead as, the support community claims at times, why not give that a shot? Why not play that? Why not go in as a tank and support your team through that way? Triple support, triple DPS, but never any triple tanks? I mean, it just doesn't seem fair. Overall, I do think that the game is genuinely in a healthy spot. I like it. I think it's cool. I think White Fox is a great addition as a, dive support, dive strategist. I think that the changes to the ultimates have made the game better. I also believe that people are just kind of bored for some of the new people in here who really haven't taken the time to explore any of the changes. I think a lot of them are bored because when this drama stuff starts happening, it's typically a sign that the community has nothing going on and they're looking for something to get into. I would advise all of you from, joining this strike. Look, let's be real here. The ban system has its flaws, but this change has been good because now you don't have to fight against 3 broken characters every single game. And if there is a character that you struggle against, you have 3 opportunities to get rid of them or work with your team to do so. Overall, I think that this support strike is just a bunch of foobar. I think this is somebody who's just looking for some clout. And while some of the concerns they brought up are valid, I do think that this was, they're just kind of engagement baiting y'all. And unfortunately, most of the community fell for it. Allegedly, there was some type of demonstration that took place yesterday on Sunday, March 22nd, where everyone from this server decided to get together and protest at Times Square, which, hey, I respect that. If y'all go to stand on business, at least you're doing something. That said, there's got to be something better we can do here. An honest discourse around this problem will be better. And shoot, if you guys are feeling undervalued as strategists, don't play the role. I know that sounds crazy, but really just don't play it. Sometimes you got to show people the value you have by letting it feel your absence. So continue to keep that in mind as the season goes ahead. And remember, y'all, the game can be fun. It's just up to you to make it as fun as you want to be. Don't be like these people on Twitter that complain about a problem but do nothing to fix it. And don't be like those misogynists and incels that do make it about women. I know that's not everyone, and I don't know the percentage, but I mean, as somebody who's been a nigga all my life, I definitely have gotten my fair share of toxic people and team chat, voice comms. I mean, I got my shit muted because it's not even worth talking to these people. Most of them are just super dickheads. But if you guys want to be part of my community and play together and be fun, be sure to join the Discord and our link. Thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to tell your auntie I said hi.